Have you ever noticed how a man can look confident in the daylight, composed in conversation, even powerful in his presence, yet when the lights go out and intimacy begins, something inside him tightens with doubt? What if I told you that the secret to stronger performance is not hidden in a pill or a quick fix, but in a quiet ritual you practice alone at night, a ritual that rebuilds confidence from the inside out while the world sleeps? When we talk about men's performance, most people immediately think of physical ability, stamina, or endurance. But real performance begins much deeper than the body. It begins in the nervous system, in circulation, in hormonal balance, and most importantly, in the mind. Stress, anxiety, and exhaustion are silent thieves. They steal desire before you even realize it is fading. They tighten blood vessels, disrupt sleep, lower testosterone, and create a mental loop of pressure that makes intimacy feel like a test instead of a connection. This is why a nighttime oil routine is not simply about applying something to the skin. It is about sending a signal to your body that you are safe, relaxed, and ready to restore. The skin is the largest organ of the body, and it absorbs more than most men realize. When you apply natural oils before bed, you are not just moisturizing. You are stimulating circulation, calming the nervous system, and encouraging hormonal balance. Oils such as cold-pressed olive oil, black seed oil, almond oil, or coconut oil have been used in traditional cultures for centuries. They are rich in antioxidants, vitamin E, and healthy fats that support vascular health. And vascular health is directly connected to performance, because strong blood flow is the foundation of firmness and endurance. But the power of this routine is not only in the oil itself, it is in the consistency. Every night before sleep, you take 10 to 15 minutes for yourself. You warm a small amount of oil in your palms and gently massage it into areas where tension builds. This might include your lower abdomen, your thighs, and the pelvic region. The touch is not rushed or aggressive. It is slow, intentional, and mindful. As you massage, you breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. This breathing pattern lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that interferes with performance. Within minutes, your heart rate slows, your muscles soften, your mind becomes quieter. What many men do not understand is that anxiety about performance is one of the most common causes of inconsistent results in the bedroom. The more you worry, the more adrenaline floods your system. Adrenaline is useful when you need to run or fight, but it is the enemy of arousal. It constricts blood vessels and keeps the body in survival mode. A nighttime oil routine counters this by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for relaxation and intimacy. When practiced regularly, it retrains your body to associate touch with calm rather than pressure. There is also a powerful psychological shift that happens. When you dedicate time each night to caring for your body, you begin to feel ownership over your vitality. You are no longer waiting for desire to appear randomly. You are cultivating it. You are investing in yourself. That alone builds confidence, and confidence is magnetic. A partner can sense when a man feels secure in his body. His touch becomes steady, his eye contact becomes deeper, his presence feels grounded rather than anxious. Sleep is another critical element of this routine. After applying the oil and completing your breathing practice, you go directly to bed without scrolling on your phone or consuming stimulating content. Deep sleep is when testosterone is produced most actively. Poor sleep equals lower hormone levels. Lower hormone levels often equal reduced drive and weaker performance. By pairing the oil ritual with intentional rest, you amplify its benefits. Over time, men notice that they wake up with stronger natural arousal, improved energy, and a more stable mood throughout the day. Circulation improves gradually. The gentle massage encourages blood flow to the pelvic region, supporting vascular elasticity. Healthy vessels respond more efficiently during intimacy. The key here is patience. This is not an overnight miracle. It is a compounding effect. After 1 week, you may notice better relaxation. After 2 to 3 weeks, stronger morning arousal. After a month, improved stamina and more consistent responsiveness. The body rewards consistency. There is also an emotional dimension. Many men disconnect from their bodies, except during moments of urgency or performance. They treat intimacy like a task rather than a shared experience. A nighttime oil routine rebuilds that connection. It teaches you to slow down, to feel, to breathe, to become aware of subtle sensations. This awareness transfers into the bedroom. Instead of rushing toward an outcome, you become present with your partner. Presence extends pleasure. Presence increases control. Presence deepens emotional intimacy, which in turn strengthens physical connection. Another overlooked benefit is the reduction of inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation from poor diet, stress, and lack of movement can impair vascular function. Many natural oils contain anti-inflammatory compounds. When combined with a balanced lifestyle, hydration, and light exercise, they support overall reproductive health. Think of this routine as one piece of a larger foundation. It works best when you also nourish your body with whole foods, reduce processed sugars, stay active, and manage stress during the day. The ritual itself becomes symbolic. Night after night, you are telling yourself that your vitality matters. You are not ashamed of caring about your performance. You are not embarrassed by wanting to improve. Instead, you approach it with discipline and respect. This mindset shift removes desperation. It replaces it with quiet strength, and quiet strength is deeply attractive. Some men report that after incorporating this routine, their relationship improves beyond the physical. They feel calmer during conflicts. They respond rather than react. They communicate more openly about their needs and desires. Why? Because the nightly practice trains emotional regulation. Slow breathing, mindful touch, and consistent self-care create resilience. When you feel regulated internally, you show up more confidently externally. It is important to understand that performance is not about proving masculinity. It is about shared pleasure and connection. The nighttime oil routine supports that by strengthening the body while calming the mind. It transforms intimacy from something you hope goes well into something you approach with grounded assurance. You are no longer chasing validation. You are cultivating vitality. And perhaps the most powerful part of all is the sense of control returning to your hands. Instead of depending on temporary solutions, you build a foundation through small daily actions. 10 minutes, warm oil, slow breath, intentional touch, deep sleep. Repeated consistently, over weeks and months, this simple ritual can reshape how you feel about yourself and how you perform when it matters most. As this ritual becomes part of your nightly rhythm, something subtle but powerful begins to shift. You stop approaching intimacy as a moment that demands proof, and instead you start experiencing it as an extension of how you live, breathe, and care for yourself every single day. In part 2, we go deeper into how to refine this nighttime oil routine so it does not remain a simple habit, but evolves into a performance-enhancing system that strengthens both body and mind in ways most men never explore. The first layer of refinement is choosing the right oil based on your body's needs. Not all oils feel the same, absorb the same, or support the body in the same way. Cold-pressed olive oil is rich in antioxidants and supports vascular health, making it an excellent base for men focused on circulation. Sweet almond oil is lighter, absorbs quickly, and is ideal for men who want a non-greasy finish while still benefiting from vitamin E and skin nourishment. Black seed oil has a stronger aroma and has traditionally been valued for its anti-inflammatory and immune-supporting properties. Coconut oil offers antimicrobial support and smooth glide for massage, but should be used in moderate amounts due to its heavier texture. The key is purity. Always choose unrefined, cold-pressed oils without added fragrance or chemicals. Your skin absorbs what you apply, and quality matters. Now let us talk about technique, because how you apply the oil is just as important as what you apply. This is not about intensity or force. It is about stimulating circulation without creating tension. Begin by warming the oil between your palms. Heat increases absorption and also signals comfort to the nervous system. Start with your lower abdomen using slow circular motions. This region is closely connected to pelvic blood flow and digestive health. Gentle clockwise circles encourage relaxation in the core, an area where many men unconsciously store stress. When the abdomen softens, blood flow improves naturally. From there, move to the inner thighs. The inner thigh area contains major blood vessels that supply the pelvic region. Using firm but controlled upward strokes encourages healthy circulation. The direction matters. Always move toward the center of the body to support venous return and blood flow efficiency. Keep your breathing steady. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold briefly, and exhale slowly for 6 seconds. This breathing ratio stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the state required for strong and sustained arousal. If you choose to massage the pelvic area itself, the approach must remain gentle and controlled. The purpose is circulation and awareness, not overstimulation. Overstimulation can create temporary sensitivity without long-term benefit. Instead, use light pressure and focus on connection to sensation. This builds neural awareness. Over time, improved mind-body connection increases control during intimacy. Many men struggle not because of physical weakness, but because of disconnection from sensation. When awareness increases, control increases. Another powerful element to add is temperature contrast. After completing the massage, some men benefit from briefly rinsing the pelvic area with lukewarm water, followed by a short, cool rinse before bed. Cool exposure can promote vascular tone, helping blood vessels contract and expand more efficiently. Do not use extreme cold. Gentle contrast is enough. The goal is stimulation of circulation, not shock. But the physical routine alone is only half the equation. The mental conditioning you pair with it determines how deeply it transforms your performance. As you massage and breathe, introduce visualization. See yourself calm, steady, confident during intimacy. Imagine slow movements, controlled breathing, eye contact, connection. The brain does not fully distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. When you repeatedly visualize confidence while your body is relaxed, you are training your nervous system to associate intimacy with calm power rather than pressure. Many men unknowingly rehearse failure in their minds. They replay moments of embarrassment or anxiety, reinforcing fear. This routine interrupts that cycle. Each night becomes a rehearsal of success. Over time, those mental rehearsals overwrite the old patterns. Confidence becomes familiar, and what feels familiar feels natural when the moment arrives. Hormonal balance also deserves attention. While oils themselves do not magically increase testosterone, the routine supports the conditions that allow healthy hormone production. Reduced stress, improved sleep, better circulation, and consistent self-care all contribute to hormonal stability. Testosterone production is highly sensitive to sleep quality. Deep, uninterrupted sleep is when the body repairs tissues and regulates hormones. By eliminating late-night screen exposure and pairing your oil routine with a consistent bedtime, you amplify natural hormone rhythms. You can deepen the impact by incorporating pelvic floor awareness. Many men neglect these muscles entirely, yet they play a significant role in stamina and control. During your breathing practice, gently contract the muscles you would use to stop urination, hold for a few seconds, then release slowly. Do not strain. Controlled engagement strengthens endurance over time. When pelvic muscles are strong and responsive, performance becomes more stable and controlled. Nutrition during the day supports what you build at night. Hydration is critical for circulation. Omega-3 fatty acids support vascular elasticity. Leafy greens and foods rich in nitrates promote nitric oxide production. which assists blood flow, limit excessive alcohol and processed sugars, as both impair vascular response and hormone balance. The nighttime oil routine works best as part of a system, not as an isolated trick. Consistency remains the most powerful factor. Many men try something for a week and quit, but transformation in the body follows repetition. After 30 days of disciplined practice, noticeable differences often appear. Increased morning firmness, improved stamina, stronger arousal response, deeper relaxation with a partner. After 60 days, the effects compound further. What once felt uncertain begins to feel dependable. Perhaps the most profound shift is emotional. When you commit to this practice, you send yourself a message of worth. You are saying that your health, confidence, and connection matter enough to deserve daily attention. That message reduces shame. It reduces secrecy. It creates a grounded masculine energy that is calm rather than desperate. And that energy changes the entire atmosphere of intimacy. Partners respond to presence more than performance. When you are relaxed, breathing steadily, and fully there, connection intensifies naturally. The oil routine trains that presence in private so it becomes effortless in shared moments. Instead of thinking about what might go wrong, you remain focused on sensation and connection. That focus extends duration, deepens pleasure, and builds trust. By now you may realize that the oil is not magic. The ritual is the magic. The oil is simply the medium through which discipline, awareness, and relaxation enter your nightly rhythm. It becomes a signal. When you warm it in your hands, your body recognizes what is coming: relaxation, care, restoration. Over time, that association becomes automatic. And as weeks pass, you begin to notice something else. Confidence spills into other areas of life. Your posture improves, your voice steadies, you feel more composed under stress. Because at the core, this routine is about nervous system regulation. A regulated nervous system performs better in every domain, including intimacy. We have now built the physical and mental framework. In part 3, we will go even deeper into long-term mastery, how to measure progress without obsession, how to adapt the routine as your body changes, and how to transform improved performance into lasting emotional intimacy that strengthens your relationship as a whole. As this practice settles into your life, something even more powerful begins to unfold. And this is where most men either level up permanently or slowly drift back into old patterns. Long-term mastery is not about intensity, it is about awareness without obsession. The moment you start measuring yourself anxiously every day, wondering if you are improving fast enough, you reintroduce the same pressure that once weakened your performance. True confidence grows quietly. It builds in the background while you stay consistent with the ritual and allow your body to respond in its own time. One of the most important shifts in this final stage is redefining what performance actually means. For years, many men have been conditioned to equate performance with duration alone or with a single physical outcome. But intimacy is far more complex and far more powerful than that. Performance is steadiness, it is breath control, it is emotional presence, it is responsiveness to your partner, it is the ability to stay relaxed even when excitement rises. When you understand this, the nighttime oil routine becomes less about chasing a result and more about building a state of being. As weeks turn into months, you may begin to notice subtle signs of progress that go beyond the bedroom. Morning energy feels more stable, your mind feels clearer, you react less impulsively in stressful conversations. Your body feels less tense at the end of the day. These are not side effects, they are evidence that your nervous system is strengthening. A calm nervous system supports strong arousal because it allows blood flow to move freely without interference from stress hormones. The body cannot fully open when it feels threatened. The ritual teaches it that there is no threat. Adapting the routine as your body changes is another key to long-term results. Some nights you may need more time with breathwork and less focus on massage. Other nights you may feel physical tension and require slower, deeper strokes along the abdomen and thighs. Listen to your body. This is not a mechanical process. It is a relationship with yourself. If you are overly fatigued, prioritize sleep. If you are mentally restless, extend your breathing and visualization. Flexibility keeps the practice alive and prevents it from becoming robotic. There is also value in occasional reflection without judgment. Every few weeks, ask yourself simple questions. Do I feel more relaxed during intimacy than before? Do I feel more connected to sensation? Do I feel less fear of losing control? These reflections are not tests, they are awareness checkpoints. Improvement in intimacy often shows up first as reduced anxiety rather than dramatic physical change. When anxiety drops, the body follows. Another advanced layer is integrating communication with your partner. As your confidence strengthens, your willingness to speak openly often increases. Share that you have been focusing on your health and presence. You do not need to describe every detail of your ritual, but expressing that you are intentionally working on connection deepens trust. Emotional safety between partners dramatically enhances physical responsiveness. When both people feel secure, pressure dissolves. And when pressure dissolves, performance stabilizes naturally. It is also important to address expectations. No human body operates at peak intensity every single day. Stressful work weeks, lack of sleep, emotional strain, and even diet fluctuations can temporarily affect performance. The difference now is that you no longer panic when fluctuations occur. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt, you return to the ritual. Warm oil, slow breath, intentional touch, deep sleep. The routine becomes your anchor. It reminds you that vitality is cultivated, not demanded. Over time, this practice reshapes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who hopes things go well. You see yourself as someone who prepares. Preparation builds quiet assurance. Quiet assurance builds consistency. Consistency builds trust, both in yourself and from your partner. Trust is one of the most underestimated components of powerful intimacy. When your partner senses reliability in your energy, their body relaxes too. Relaxation on both sides creates synergy. Intimacy becomes fluid rather than forced. There is also a deeper emotional reward that many men do not anticipate. When you dedicate time each night to self-care, you begin to heal subtle layers of shame that may have accumulated over years of unrealistic standards and silent pressure. You replace secrecy with intention. You replace fear with discipline. And discipline in this context is not harshness. It is devotion to your own well-being. That devotion radiates outward. It changes how you walk into a room. It changes how you hold eye contact. It changes how you touch. As your body becomes more responsive and your mind more regulated, stamina often improves naturally. Breath control becomes instinctive because you have practiced it nightly. Pelvic awareness increases because you have strengthened those muscles gently and consistently. Circulation improves because you have supported vascular health through massage, nutrition, and rest. None of these changes are dramatic in a single moment, but together they create a powerful transformation. The final layer of mastery is understanding that intimacy is not a performance stage. It is a shared experience. The goal is not perfection, it is connection. When you approach intimacy with curiosity rather than pressure, pleasure deepens. When you remain present instead of chasing an outcome, duration extends. When you breathe instead of brace, control strengthens. The nighttime oil routine trains all of these qualities in solitude, so they emerge effortlessly in partnership. And now, as we bring this journey together, remember where we began. We started with the idea that real performance is not built in the spotlight. It is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching. 10 to 15 minutes each night. Warm oil in your hands. Slow circles over the abdomen. Steady strokes along the thighs. Calm breath moving in and out. Visualization of confidence. Early sleep, repeated again and again. What seems simple becomes powerful because of repetition. This routine is not magic in a bottle. It is a system that aligns body, breath, and mind. It reduces stress hormones that interfere with arousal. It supports circulation that fuels firmness and endurance. It strengthens pelvic awareness that improves control. It enhances sleep that balances hormones. And perhaps most importantly, it rebuilds self-trust. When you trust your body, anxiety fades. When anxiety fades, performance stabilizes. When performance stabilizes, intimacy deepens. So, the real secret is not the oil itself. It is the commitment to care for yourself consistently and patiently. It is the decision to replace urgency with ritual. It is the discipline to choose restoration over distraction each night. Over time, this quiet practice transforms not only how you perform, but how you feel about yourself as a man, as a partner, and as a presence in the world. When the lights go out and intimacy begins, there is no rush of panic, no silent fear of falling short. There is steadiness, there is breath, there is connection. And that calm confidence is the most powerful performance enhancer of all.